Spring by Edna St. Vincent Millay, 1892 to 1950. To what purpose, April, do you return again? Beauty is not enough. You can no longer quiet me with the redness of little leaves opening stickily. I know what I know. The sun is hot on my neck as I observe. The spikes of the crocus, the smell of the earth is good. It is apparent that there is no death. But what does that signify? Not only underground are the brains of men eaten by maggots. Life in itself is nothing. An empty cup, a flight of uncarpeted stairs. It is not enough that yearly down this hill April comes like an idiot babbling and strewing flowers. This is a poem by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I rather like this poem because normally poets, they talk about how wonderful spring is, and they're in a rhapsody of the beauty of spring and rebirth and how fantastic it is. But no, I think Edna St. Vincent Millay, she's rather a rebel. Let's see, she was born in Maine, and she lived in Greenwich Village in New York during the Roaring '20s, and she was a feminist. She wanted to break the mold of the way women's life had to be. She advocated freedom from men for women, that women didn't have to follow the mores set down by society, that women were intelligent enough to be free and to live their own lives and to decide what they wanted, and they didn't have to be the little woman to their husband. And she was into freedom for women, freedom of thought, freedom of action, not having to conform to the orders of society. And I think this is really what she's doing here as well, that this is not your typical spring poem. To what purpose, April, do you return again? Beauty is not enough. So why has April come back again? April being beautiful is not enough. And I think most traditional authors would say the beauty of spring is enough to justify spring. That spring is such a beautiful thing that its beauty is a good enough reason for it to come. You can no longer quiet me with the redness of little leaves opening stickily. So this reminds me of these sticky buds on trees, like the horse chestnut trees, where these sticky buds are red and they slowly open. And this is quite amazing to a child. And she's saying, I'm not a child. I'm not fascinated by these tiny little red sticky buds opening. I know what I know. So I know that there is more than just this beauty to spring. The sun is hot on my neck as I observe the spikes of the crocus. So she can see the crocuses coming up in spring, and the sun is warm on her neck. Yeah, and that's very nice. It's nice to have the warm sun on her neck, and it's nice to see the crocuses come up, but that's not enough to justify spring. The smell of the earth is good, so the smell is great. The smell of spring has come as well. It is apparent that there is no death, but what does that signify? So yes, she's saying that spring is like a rebirth, but this rebirth is suggesting that death does not exist, and clearly this is a trick. Yes, things die, and they don't come back. It is apparent there is no death. It looks like, so this spring is a sham, but what does that signify? So what does spring actually mean? It's just another year. It's not the end of death. It's not the end of winter. It's not the rebirth of life. It's just the cycle happening again. Not only underground are the brains of men eaten by maggots. So yes, people are dead, people are buried, and their bodies are buried under the ground, and that is death. But I think also she's saying that the presence of spring coming back again each year, is eating people's brains. It's stopping people from thinking. So it's not only underground that people lose their brains, but people are tricked by spring, that spring is the rebirth of all. No, it's not. It's just another cycle. It's just a continuation. Life in itself is nothing. An empty cup, a flight of uncarpeted stairs. So life on its own, just being alive, spring is alive, that's nothing. Life like that is an empty cup. It's a flight of stairs without carpet. So there is more to life than just a beautiful spring appearing. It's got to have soul to it. And the rebirth of the sun, the rebirth of the crocuses, this is empty. It needs something more to make it real. It is not enough that yearly down this hill, April comes like an idiot, babbling and strewing flowers. There's got to be more than life than just this rebirth of a pretty spring. No, there's got to be something inside it. This is not life. There is more to life than this. So spring appearing with all these beautiful flowers and charging down the hill, babbling and throwing flowers and with the sounds. This is not life. This is nature. But there needs to be something more to fill nature. There needs to be some sort of soul, some sort of feeling inside of this. Maybe she's looking for a religious experience. Maybe she's looking for something that fills her up. She's asking for the meaning of life, and spring is not the meaning of life. Spring is just something that comes back. And the flowers flower again, and the beauty comes again, but that's not enough. That's not life. Yeah, there's got to be something inside it. There's got to be some sort of meaning to it. And that's what I think she means by this. So, Spring by Edna St. Vincent Millay.